Yes, this is DJ Jaffa from Madhouse Sound alongside DJ Joker.
Well, Selecta Joker.
Oh,
Or Joker the baddest. I don't really do the DJ thing. Yeah.
okay,
The
okay.
DJ thing is, I mean, it's a label, but Selecta Joker.
Right. Okay.
My bad to correct you like that. But
Nothing.
Big up Madhouse.
You have to take
Yeah.
corrections in life to be a better person.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
So, our famous Madhouse question. Who is Joker?
Ah, boy. Alright, Joker. Selecta Joker the baddest. I'm a DJ from here, but I was based out of Orlando. I'm responsible for the nightlife. I'm responsible for keeping not even St. Thomas, but like the VI and a whole up to where it needs to be. Or, basically what I grew up on. And I embrace the VI everywhere I go, you know what I mean? So to ask who Joker is basically the VI. Because even though I'm born in Miami, like everywhere I go, I represent VI no matter where I go. And music is my thing, so whether it be selecting it, producing it, mastering it, it don't matter, you know what I mean? Like Joker is VI, and that's what it is, you know what I mean? AKA the baddest, that's what they say. That's
Okay.
what they say.
So, I hear you say you born in Miami. So, you went high school in Miami as
So
well?
now I went all schools on it. I went Marcelli, I went Cancrine, and I went Charlotte. So I was born in Miami, but I grew up do all schools on it. But every summer I spent in Miami with my mother. You check? I actually raised on here with my grandmother.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how that actually started. So like growing up, musically wise, like I didn't know like I had the best of both worlds because since I was going to school here and I was going states every summer, like I was listening to what was popping on here, and then every summer I was listening to like what popping in the states. So when I come back down for school now, it's like I know all the big tune them from Miami or in the states about to touch down here and I ain't reached down here. So from a young age, you check. So
Yeah, that's an advantage. It kind of broaden your selection of music.
from young.
So, how long you been a selector? How long you been a selector Joker?
Me, like, I've been a selector, I want to say, crazy enough, probably 15 years now.
Well,
If
you
I
well
thinking
seasoned.
about it, because the only reason I'm saying 15 too is because I really started off just like playing around, like me and my partner. I used to go Full Sail in Orlando, well, Winter Park, Florida. So, used to be in my apartment, just like, just shooting, being around nothing. And it's like, we would be streaming. Yeah, this thing called Ustream. We either been able, basically you can't go live back in 2010, but you call Ustream, you check. But we used to go live and just talk shoppiness, and then I'll play music in the background and virtual DJ, you check. But then it's like when we will start, like after like the conversation started to die down, then I'll be like, all right, just play music, you check. So I'll just be there and virtual DJ just messing around. And then I'm like, nah, this is a vibe, you check. So the reason I say 2011 is because we used to do that background 2011. And then around them time, that's what gave birth to the TL Jams, which is what basically everybody who's been following me for a long time knows me for, like the TL Jams, which is
TL?
Yeah, so the Twitter timeline, that's what TL stands for, timeline,
okay.
a timeline jam. So it went from that into that, and then the TL Jam take a whole life on its own because TL Jam is a whole nother subject, by the way. Shout out to how many people that used to be on the TL Jams with me from back to them time to COVID and all of that. But the TL Jam times was special because back in them time, it was a community on Twitter, you check. So it's like, we just be tweeting about what we would have been doing in the jam. But everybody get my link live and they listening to me, you check. So like, that's kind of like how I get my name as started off as a selector, because unbeknownst to me, even though I went in the clubs, back in them times, people are always gravitate to me as a selector / DJ back in them times. So that's where the whole history come about. You know?
Okay. That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah,
So-
nah, it's a lot of layers to this, that.
Right,
Yeah, 'cause
right,
people,
right.
a lot of people feel like, I came overnight as far as DJing, but even if you was to like do the real history, like like I've been doing this a long time. But to where it's like I put the DJ name on probably I want to say like around 2016, 2017, or the Selecta name on, in terms of coining, like this is why they do, wrong them time. So that's why I say 15.
So, could you say you remember the first jam or the first event that made you cross over to, I would say, a known DJ? You know, like in the house have this one turning point,
yeah, that
like
one
that
turning
hit
point.
song, that one scratch
Yeah.
you do that was.
I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot of them, cause like I said, I actually started out DJing in Orlando. You know what I mean? I didn't start out DJing here.
Oh,
when I
okay.
went full sale, cause I used to play in a band.
Right.
Yeah, so shout out my show line massive. Like I used to
Show-line?
play, yeah, I used to play in show line.
That's with
me
Jugu
see.
used to sing in that?
Who?
Jugu?
Not Jugu, that's Jaro.
Okay.
So my partner Jaro, Dango Scrooge. We used to have a band called Show Line. So like when I transitioned from high school going to college, we weren't really doing the band thing. So that's like I went to this one event like after like probably like 10 minutes away from Full Sail. And I see like a DJ, shout out DJ Blaze from Jacksonville. I see he juggle. And I was watching him and I was watching how the crowd responding to him. And check and I was like, this is kind of like what I used to do back home, but it's different, you know what I mean? It's like just a laptop and 2 turntables. So it was like, for me, it was kind of different, but it was like, because I used to be in the band and used to being on the stage, I want something else to be on the stage again, you know what I mean? So I look into DJ like, this actually could kind of work, but then I was like, nah, yeah, I mean, I ain't think nothing of it. But to fast forward to it a little bit now is like, when I realized the click to where it's like, okay, this might actually be something that I could get into, you know what I mean? So that's when I started to realize DJing is an avenue for me to like perform and slash like show my knowledge of music or like show my love of music, so to speak. And my love of performing same ways too, you know what I mean? So around them time, that's when I really was like eager to like get on the stages and just show talent, you know what I mean? 'Cause coming from St. Thomas, 32 square miles, you know what I mean? It's like, around them time, Avalanche is our big dog. Oh, still our big dog, you know what I mean?
Jaguar days.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, long
So
time.
it's like, knowing that ain't had nobody else from the VI to represent besides Avalanche, it's like, maybe you got Avenue in this, you know, that kind of way.
Right.
So it's something to think about, and then I was like, you know, eventually we end up doing it, and then I was like, the history take out for itself, you know what I mean?
So when they say Joker, the baddest, right? Basically, the community gave you that name.
Yeah. So what happened was actually wrong in my tenure in Orlando. I was gigging a lot, like
Gigging?
yeah, like so when I first started off, I go make sure I don't stray off. 'Cause I like to ramble a lot when I talk it, so
Right.
make sure I don't stray off. But wrong when I was like starting up as a DJ, and this class could be for any DJs that are up and coming right now, coming up as a DJ. Remember, like I said, I was in the band, you check, so coming into a DJ field was like complete left field for me. So I had legit take everything with a grain of salt, because me trying to disrespect nobody. This
Right.
is also in the era where turntables and CDJs were we're going to the laptop. So now it's like, this is my era, like the transition of the laptop slash CDJ to straight controller, you know what I mean? So now it's like a whole bias. But cutting to the story short is like, getting into the DJing thing, I was so skeptical to where it's like, I didn't know if I was good enough. I know I had a good knowledge of music. I know my laptop was up to date with the music and the gear and all that stuff, but I was still a virtual DJ, you check? So I used to basically render my services for free. And I use all that time to just practice, learn the crowd. I used to be playing for bartenders and roaches.
Right.
Legit. Bartenders by the bar, roaches on the ground.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Empty.
Not infestation, probably like 1, 2 you see screw. You know what I mean? But
Right.
saying that to say like you say empty, you know what I mean? So all that time I using to practice, cause this is downtown Orlando we talking about. So foot traffic crazy, anybody could waltz in, 5 people come in, you gotta know to keep them 5 people inside. Cause like I say, you just see an empty dance floor.
Yeah.
So still gonna get to the joke of the baddest part, you know. So now I went from going downtown every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Monday, you name it, bro. I just used to catch the bus downtown. Any bar was free and open. I used to set up, play music until the headlining DJ come in. I used to get like 2 rum and coke.
That's
like
it.
maybe at $50 if I tell them, man, like, you know what I mean? Like I try and get a little for outside. But that was it, you know what I mean? And then fast forward, I hit up my partner, Jelani, who was going UCF at the time. And he was actually involved with them on CSA. So getting to them on CSA now, he allowed me to like connect with them, man, and rub shoulders and, you know, basically network and talk. And then I tell them, man, straight up, the reason I had to high meeting is as a DJ at the time. Because I still going as selector, you know, but they don't, when you say selector to certain people is like, so a DJ. I was like, all right, yeah. So I tell them, man, like, yeah, this is what I do, and I basically render my services for free. And then I was like, for free? I was like, yeah, like, I play the whole event for free. And then I was like,
real footwork.
Real footwork. And it's cause I had no what could I do.
Yeah.
You know, kind of way, like, when you so like confident in your craft or what it is, you know, you could do, like, especially me coming from down here, it was like, oh, easy work. You know what I mean? Like, think of something that you could do in your sleep and somebody begging you to do this. So like, cause I don't see the need for it in terms of like, you know what I mean? So fast forward to that even more now, the first event they had me play for, I can't remember, I think it was Flag and Sneaker Fit. I could be wrong, but I could be wrong. But shout out to the UCF CSA, same ways too. That's my people in Marcia. Love you bad. Jelani, you don't need me that. Play to that event, kill it. Kill it. Like, imagine your baddest event you ever see you play Madhouse, play too, and then it's like, yeah, man, we match it, kill it. And mind you, for free. I already know what I could I do. They still end up paying me like $150 a night.
Yeah,
they were like,
it.
yo, and you playing for the one in 2 weeks from now.
Just said that it just started.
For free.
Yeah.
But that's because I had no how going on, you know, kind of way. So fast forward even more now, I done upgraded from the college parties. I now in the West Side. I playing with like more the Garrison parties. You know, I talking about Garrison and more the Jamaicans.
That's the fun one.
Big up Boom Flick Sundays. That's the first party I used to. Big up my dog Fever and the whole team, 3 stars. You know the vibe. Fast forward to that now, I started playing Boom Flick, and the 150 I was seeing at the college parties, I was seeing 250, 350 at the Garrison parties, because the man only had known me for soca back then, and then one night the soca DJ couldn't show up. No, yeah, one night the dancehall DJ couldn't show up.
Yeah.
And they playing soca. So them all like, well, me and Pudgy don't show me. I'm like, no man, let me play 2 dancehall songs, let me see that. Well, shit. And big up my dog Super Pudgy, my mentor, he would do the same night. He was like, well, I never did know you could play dancehall too, you know, dog. And ever since that night, straight dancehall soca DJ been.
So your mentor was a yard man? A Jamaican?
No, he actually from Guyana. He more Guyanese, but he from,
okay.
You know, big up my dog Super Pudgy.
Okay.
Yeah, he more Guyanese says, that's a mentor. It's like, but when that was going on, that's when I learned about money pull up. Right? So now the money pull up thing was like news to me. Like, I didn't know what money pull up at all. I didn't know when I play a song, a man drop at 20 and he's like, yo, play it again.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was because of the combinations of songs I was doing to end up to this one song is why I was getting like $200 money pull up, bro. Great. So now, the other night, this was wrong, the time, I want to say, not after all, version, real friend. You know what I'm talking about?
The amount of struggle is on my face, man, I forgive thanks in a real life, I pray, man, I pray, and I go and hold the faith in a real life,
Like, we could clip that here out too.
For sure.
When Version had that song out, that was like the biggest song at the time. So it had that time I played that in Boom Flick Sundays, and I get like 175 in just money pull up alone, bro. That wasn't even my check. Yeah. And I never seen no, like, mind you, somebody like me, I used to see 150 from the college parties. Yeah. I seen 175 on the DJ table. that's for me. And like, I pull like $60 to the side for Pudgy, and he be like, no man, that's for you. What you doing? You know what I mean? So from then, I say, you know what? I'm gonna get version and dub plate because this is the biggest song at the time.
Yeah.
So, no man, you go money. This is the biggest song at the time, so I gonna reach my links and I gonna try to get version and dub plate. So said, so done, get version and dub plate. I give him like the speech to type up to say, because around that time I was playing with Facey Squad as well. Shout out to Facey Squad, Stone, Kareem, Snake, Father Snake, the whole team. And I made sure to include Facey Squad, include my name JEAUCAR, but I didn't want them to pull DJ or Selecta. And I even Selecta because like I want it to be known like JEAUCAR because I am a producer at the same time too. You check, so I don't want to like have the DJ title on my name to where it's like, oh, he's a DJ, he don't know how to make beats, so he's a producer, he don't know how to DJ, that kind of way. So I made sure to make that clear, and then in the dub, he had put like the Orlando, St. Thomas, VI, represent for JEAUCAR the baddest. And I realized, and then the dub starts. So then for me now, it was like, I paid probably like $250, $275 for that dub. I was like, yo, I could use this JEAUCAR the baddest part as like a tag because I paid for the whole dub. And it's like, ever since I started using that JEAUCAR the baddest,
it just
take on a life of its own, and it's like giving that whole history until a very like defining point is like, that's when people was like, JEAUCAR the baddest. Like we can like it was such like a the name spell weird already. JEAUCAR. And then you point Selecta in front of it, so it's like, all right, we're gonna call it DJ JEAUCAR or just JEAUCAR. And it's like when they had JEAUCAR the baddest now, it's like, all right, you could rock with that. You know what I mean? So then that name kind of take a life on its own, and then it's like I'll be in the streets and people will say like, JEAUCAR the baddest.
It's surely branded for sure.
That whole JEAUCAR the baddest thing came from that journey to getting that one dub.
Yeah.
For version to say. Cause everybody I thought to a popcorn when I first
I never know.
Everybody thought
it
to
was
a popcorn.
version, to be honest.
And I used to live with the narrative like, yeah man, it's popcorn.
Like, free publicity.
Yeah, I mean, if you think it's popcorn, but now. But shut up version, in a real life, is the name of the song. And he pulled JEAUCAR the baddest. I ain't gonna send out the dub so you go cut it so you can.
That's history. That's
history. And
wow.
So in reality of it, version is who came up with JEAUCAR the baddest. Shout out version.
Oh.
Real talk.
That's history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I always hear it, but I never know who voice it was. I just know it was JEAUCAR the baddest.
Version on the version.
It always just stick in my head. Every time I see you, I just say, yeah, JEAUCAR the baddest. All the time.
Yeah, man.
It's just like muscle memory at this point, you know?
And it stick with me, you know what I mean? People, like the people I started off with in Orlando, they only know me as JEAUCAR. I never know JEAUCAR the baddest, you check? So now when I go back to Orlando now, I'll be like, JEAUCAR the baddest. And like, so it's like, it's love, you know what I mean? Because they know that I started off in Orlando and I came back home to like, basically, like I said, make the nightlife pop in.
Right.
And again, get to where it needs to be, or at least where I needed to be from when I moved. But that's a whole different topic if I want to get into all of that anymore. Yeah, that's take on a life on its own.
So since, well, yeah, you just not a DJ for real. So you all parts of music.
Mm-hmm.
So you think you would do a song as far as sing it? You think you would ever?
I actually was supposed to. I actually gonna do it. I ain't gonna lie, I gonna do it. But I was supposed to do it last year. But check me next year.
Okay.
I might do one next year. I was supposed to do one last year, but we had so much going on last year, and shout out to A+. A+ was supposed to write it. Cause A+ is actually who come to me and he was like, I gonna write you a song.
Very
and I was
intelligent
like,
guy.
yeah, okay, cool. And then I gonna get like Quan on my voice. He's like, no. You gonna voice it. I was like,
shout out A+.
Shout out A+.
Yeah.
Because he get me to say yes, but it's like he didn't bring the song because like I said, he also was dealing with a lot in the Tortoise at the same time. Shout out to all those two, but it coming. I've always thought about it, and given the whole background with me and all, it's like I always wanted to do it, but it's like you gonna see. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It just gotta be the right thing. I gotta approve of it, cause you know me, Yeah, different you know, dog. Like, I mean,
So like
a little behind the scenes and thing, you know what I mean?
I've been to a lot of Joker the baddest playing, and it had this one time where I realized that you wasn't on the talker phone too much, right? And then I don't know what happened, but there was a switch. There was a switch where he's becoming an artist slowly, because I feel like people who talk on the talker phone, eventually they might just end up doing that side. Microphone, sorry. Yeah, microphone.
Yeah, man, that's what you know. That's what you know. The vibe is
Right,
good.
right.
Good.
Yeah, but DJ was Selecta, what we say talker phone, sometimes we say Stacy. It's all kind of, metaphors and stuff.
Check
but,
too, what about you?
But microphone. But anyways, so like, what happened in that? What made that change?
That's a good question.
Was that from the community, or that was a feeling where like, what? Nah, man, I feel like I need to say something.
That was a feeling. That's actually what it was, right? It was, Pop say he like to use big word. It was a pinnacle, but it was like a turning point to where it's like, I used to feel like a playlist that, like I could have mixed my ass off. You feel me? Like, this song with this song, and then this song, and this song, and this song with the word play with this song, and it's like I just sung like a playlist, realistically, to where it's like there's no interaction, there's no energy. And when I mean energy in terms of like how the crowd feeling as opposed to how I feeling, you know what I mean? Like call and response and stuff like that. So because I grew up selecting with Pudgy, I grew up selecting with Kareem, Stone, even down to country too. When I moved down here, you know what I mean, shout my dad country. It was always something that I personally know like what to tell the MC to say, but I know I didn't really have at the time I didn't have the voice. You know what I mean? I was more on my cues and the next selection and bam bam bam. So it's like I want to say the first time it ever happened is when I played in Huntsville, Alabama. And this was around them same time during the starting of the journey. And it's actually a funny story too, because it's like I was telling you, like when we go to certain places, well, this was off the record. When we go certain places like America and stuff, they don't get an authentic small island, Dung Island, Caribbean juggling like what they're accustomed to in the States, you know what I mean? So when my friend and I booked me to go Huntsville, they flew me out there, take care of me, everything, went to the party. Mind you, I is just timeline TL Jam Joker. I don't talk on the mic at all, you know what I mean? And my time up next now, and they had an MC, a host, you check? So it's like now the host talking, but apparently nobody like the host at all. Like nobody figure the host. So them I was like, yo, you going clear, but you need to get this man off of the mic. Me who never hold a mic a day in my life, like, well, they want pan on the mic and I playing, so I was like, man, let me see the mic quick. I'll never forget, I was drinking Remy Martin, the clear one. You know what I'm talking about? Not the green bottle, it's a clear Remy Martin.
Nah, I learned something new just now.
Yeah, I go put the bottle up right there and put it on. I take 2 shots at that. I was the biggest MC that night. Shout out to all my people in Huntsville. Y'all know the vibe. Shout out to the whole crew.
Rob never lies, man. It brings
biggest
out,
MC.
It brings out
to the
artists.
point I had to, like, in mid-juggle, I was like, who this is? And then, who, like, what game? I say thing and the crowd responds, and it was like, this never happened to me before, and we in Huntsville, Alabama, bro.
Yeah.
You understand? So, from then, right after then, I take our next break. I went talking to Mike again.
Right.
But I always know that happened. You check? So then it's like years on down the line now, you know, with the whole VI Dream team and me and Pudgy. It really happened when I came down here and I needed to, I can't remember the event exactly, but I remember when it has started to take a life of its own because I have started to get comfortable. And then Reggae Mondays happened too. So then Reggae Mondays was like the perfect opportunity for me to practice on a weekly basis. But before then, it was more so like a sport, a moment, if the energy were right. And then, yeah,
Okay.
a friend of mine tell me the money in the mic. And
That's
ever
what the
since
friend say.
Once he
You
said,
know, I
my father
always,
tell me that, he said, the money in the mic,
that was
he
always
never
a
liked.
tough question, right? Because I have certain friends who are selectors and they would say, man, is in a mixing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't sure still. Like, I feel when you talk on it, like, if you know how to talk and
If you know the talk,
certain
for sure.
effects you use in your voice,
Enunciate and
it'll wake up the crowd.
For sure. For sure. And that's why I don't like the narrative, because especially back in my time when I was growing up, when I was coming up in the DJ thing, they didn't like, especially in Orlando, they didn't like MCs at all. Especially like, it was a weird thing to where it's like, oh, they don't like when the MC to be talking more than the music. Which I get it, and that's fine. And then it's like, will you expect no talking? Like,
Yeah, they surely
nothing, like,
nothing at all.
so like, even for me, if I go out someplace and I ain't had nobody talking, like, oh, we listen to our playlist. Like, the band mixing crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like, where's the vibe? Where's the body shout outs? Where's the people, you know what I mean? So it's like, is a how I should say?
Balance.
It's a balance, is like a double-edged sword, but then it's like, you still need that. You know what I mean? You need that emphasis in the party to where it's like I said, we ain't just listen to an iPod and shuffle, bro. Like, there's actually somebody up there doing the do. It could be 10 of you in here. He trying to make sure all 10 of you having a good time with me. Like, you have, you know what I mean? It's like we're to engage, you know what I mean? So that's something I've always like taken on with a grain of salt too, because it's like, I don't want to be that talkative. No, mind you give me a couple Dan Julio as well. I gonna turn into the baddest Jamaican selector. But even too, when I get to that stage too, I gotta remind myself, like, you don't like too much talking. But at the same time, you got to like say things down here that could relate with them, man. You know what I mean? Because they like the talking, you gotta make sense.
You gotta know how to talk.
You gotta know how to talk, and you gotta make sure not to skip the best part of the song when you're talking.
Right.
Yeah, kind of way. So it's like, you want to say what it is you want to say, yeah, but the baddest part of the song coming up now. So that's just that's our next gem for the DJs coming up too. Like, you want to talk, you want to get your piece off, get it off. But people listen to music. They listen to them same songs you play in the clubs in their cars. When they come out, they want to hear that. Play. Don't miss the bad part. Catch your forward, keep it going.
Right.
That's our next thing I have to learn too, you know what I mean? Forward and money pull up, and you know what I mean? Like, them is thing I have to learn. And like when the dance start to get to the ravers, and when they start to get to the pasas, like, coming from here, you check, I went into a whole Jamaican culture in Orlando. Which was funny enough, because the one thing that man tell me, they was like, yo, Orlando is nice, but do not go to any Jamaican parties. And I was like, bet. 2 years later, end up in a Jamaican party.
Why was that like?
Orlando was gully back then, no?
Oh, as in, okay, so a Jamaican party is like
Orlando, the garrison,
right.
Orlando was gully. So like, anytime you see a party down like Oak Ridge, Pine Hills, Mills.
Funny thing is, the garrison parties to be the fun party.
Even the baddest party ever, dog. Like, the baddest, like, that's how I get my name.
Right.
Boomflix Sundays. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's why every Sunday party, it was Boomflix Sundays. It was shout my boy them from Mike and them man, Fever them man, Ratty them man. We started this off on a Sunday, and like I say, Afrobeats wasn't even a thing then.
Yeah.
It was solely soca, dancehall, reggae, splash of hip hop. Just because we in Orlando, you get a couple of Yankee there, you check. But that was when I learned how to bill at night. And that was like something that I've never seen. Because like I said, come up in the band wall here, you check. So when I talking about every Sunday we in this place, every Sunday is like 10 people could come the first Sunday, 5 people could come the second Sunday, 50 people could come the third Sunday, 200 people the fourth Sunday. And now it's taking on a life of its own. and you have to know how to team the event, play music for the event, make sure you realize the demographic that coming into the event, and that was something that was mind changing for me as a DJ or a selector as you will, to like go through the emotions, because like I said, I come up rhythm backs and keyboards. You check, I didn't know how to like play other people's music and like actually keep the people I'm going. So that was something that teach me how to maintain a nightlife to where it's like it could just be one night.
You know,
And that's why I use Reggae Monday as.
No hearing this story makes me understand fully why you different. Yeah, because you went to the real school.
The real
Yeah,
school.
because you know,
Real
you know,
school.
yardman selectors and stuff, like, you know, like when it comes to music, they
Oh,
ban.
Bro, and they get 10 people in the dancing.
Yeah.
And I want you to know this is, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
This is the Firelinks. This is the Ricky Platinums. This is the Black Chinese. Like, we bring a real people.
Yeah.
Polish Noah Power before.
Them,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ricky Platinum before. Yes, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, so this is why rubbing shoulders with and like studying the craft to where it's like 15 people in here, but them man turning it up. Bro.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, imagine if I had 200 people in here.
Yeah, see.
You
know,
check, and it's like we have Firelinks in here.
Yeah,
We
our-
have Mataran in here. Like, it's
our
real, you know what I
community,
mean?
Yeah, if you ain't study music and you ain't no certain selector, this is sound like Spanish to them.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like, and we can even go back as far as like Soul Supreme and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, them Kilimanjaro and Radigan. Like I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Coming into this craft.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, my boy
sure.
is a student.
Yeah.
Joking
Me as
about
well.
this all you want, you know, but all the upcoming DJs, be a student today.
Yeah, you gotta study, you
Be a
gotta fly
student.
around.
The more you be a student, you're going to win. And
Yeah.
another thing we say the number one rule for Madhouse song was but the number one question was who is Joker?
Yeah.
The number one advice I have for our young selectors, learn how to ollie warm. Learn how to ollie warm. The second you know how to ollie warm, you're going to be the baddest thing out there. I see. Because that's how I get my name.
Ollie Wham.
Ollie warm as in, okay, boom, you have an event from 9 to 2 in the morning. Ollie warm is 9 to 11:30. So that's what, 2.5 hours, right? Your job is to, like I say, play for roaches and play for bartenders for 2.5 hours. But now this is an event. So now you have people coming to this event. So now there's people who don't pay attention to flyers and see doors open at 9 o'clock. They don't order their Uber from 8:30. They're going to be in the event at 9 o'clock. Especially when women free before certain time and shots before da. You need to be there. Because when you get to perform now, you ain't coming on to play the latest skilly bang, the latest. No, you have to play music, bro. And you have to show people who in there who well knows that you are not that guy. Am I making sense? You ain't that guy. The headlining guy is that guy. But now if you go all warm and play songs, mind you, there's hit songs every year, you know that.
Yeah.
Every year there's a hit song. What year are we in? 2026?
Right.
There's been a hit song
Every year.
every year. All you have to do is play all them songs until the year 2024. Don't play anything 2024 and beyond. Just keep riding. All the hit songs, juggle, go to this genre, mash up this but get the crowd involved. To where now if the headliner coming out now and seeing like, boy, he get these people in again,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
wow.
back there listening to him, he ain't playing like the big sound, but he get the people in again. So now when he come on now and just play one tune, it's like the energy up here,
Yeah, you build the crowd, you
did
warm it
your job.
Yeah.
And guess what gonna happen? The same thing that happened to me. I had a night, I went downtown Orlando, Club Liquid. They had a Caribbean event. I think they had a DJ from either Bermuda or Bahamas. He was the headliner. But I done accustomed to my Ollie while I'm in juggling, bro. Like I got this. You know that kind of way? So got into the event now. His call time was like 12 o'clock. He he wasn't connecting or he hardware wasn't connected to the controller or something like that. So he ended up coming on 12:30 or whatever the case is. Come on 12:30 now, but I don't get up here, dog. Like, and I ain't playing no big tune yet. Like, I leave all that for he call. That's what it is. You check, man. I coming out of band. I try and be respectful. Like, I know the vibe, but me know the vibe at the same time. I just know not to do that.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick on that.
That heavy. Yeah,
I put it to that end. I was like, yo, you ready? He's like, yeah, ready. Give him the axe or the USB, whatever, bam. You know, I pack up.
Okay.
This is regular routine for me. As I leaving through the door, this is probably like 5-6 minutes in, because I had to get my back in, whatever the case is. I feel like I'm gonna need you to go back on. Well, you know who tell you to tell me that day. Because I had don't know where I had leave them at. Yeah. And I know where I could have go. So me even went to the Pastor, let me see how I know me even if he didn't come out with that, you know I come out with.
Right.
The whole place turned over that.
Yeah.
To the point Pana had to wait another hour. Then come on and he had to close the party.
I sure he had a hard challenge.
And he still had a hard time.
Yeah.
I can't shout out to Pana, but I don't even remember who he was. But it's like, that's how it was, you know what I mean? And it's like, with the DJing, bro, DJing is a brotherhood. You know? Like, DJ to DJ, we's brothers, we could share music the same. But when you see a crowd in front of us, blood know that.
Yeah.
Blood know that. Like, yeah, man, we got shows. So it's like, the status of with DJing is now is like, everybody will quick to play the big tune. And this is like, nah, from my time, you have to build the party first. That's why I say to all DJs, learn your music, take my stupid advice, find songs that people didn't know were big tunes back then and embrace them. That's what
you know, that's very heavy in Jamaican culture, as in when they build a lineup, every DJ actually know the formula, you know.
1,000%.
They would actually play enough songs. They will squeeze the big tune and make the crowd kind of hype and say, no,
fact. That was a Joker thing.
Yeah,
a Joker
you know
thing.
what I mean? So maybe the DJs down here should study that. I feel because it helps. It's not about sometimes being the baddest at the time. It's about making the event great.
1,000%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, so it's like, you know.
That was my niche when I moved back down here. So the little story with me moving back down here was I actually came down here in 2016 because my grandfather had passed, right? And with him passing, you know, yeah, really take a toll on the family. And like I was in school doing my thing or whatever the case is, I decided just come down here, spend like the summer here, just so I could be here through the trying times and like, you know, in case of upliftment, whatever the case is. 2016 come and gone, I went back Orlando, bam. Did the same thing in 2017, call. You check? Came back down, and I'll never forget, I was supposed to leave St. Croix September 9th because my dog Pojo was training a bowling tournament. So I say, all right, I'm going to book through Pojo, do the bowling tournament. I'm going to fly from Iraq, go cruise, and then go back Orlando. Until Hurricane Irma decide,
it's gonna do its job.
Yeah, we gonna mash up your whole jam right now. You know what I mean? So ever since 2017, I kind of been down here. But the reason for me actually wanting to stay down here with, I guess, a hurricane being a sign, like the state of how I was playing in Orlando. So I come in down here like, all right, me and a band man no more as a DJ now. I could be in the rooms with the Avalanches and the Delis and the Marlies, whoever big down here at the time, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm saying, why ain't that? Why ain't that? My boy, the biggest tune them in the States was like
brand new
a foreign language down here, man.
Sure.
What? Yeah. No, man, I mean, we money dancing in Orlando, the man come along. I was like, why is that?
Yeah, literally.
I was like, I don't know the shmoney dance. Like, I don't know Young M.A. and them. Nah, listen. Nah, and
6 months
like,
later.
It was scary because it's like the biggest song at the time, dog, was Stay scheming. Mind you, Bobby Schmorder, young, if they are having a time in these streets, you know that, and St. Thomas in there, and I was like, we could move back home, man. Because
You're gonna be on
ain't
top
too much
of that.
man know what's going on, and they're gonna take somebody to educate them.
Right.
The only problem is you're gonna have to stay here
Yeah.
and educate them. You can't go and bust out, go and but
Yeah.
like nah, they're gonna forget it because they don't have somebody to like, oh yeah, he's a guy who gonna play all the tune that we the hair on the radio or hair on TikTok.
Right.
Well, they had no TikTok back then, but like on social media
Right.
and things like that. You know what I mean? So that's why give me like the pinnacle moment, like, you know, you should move back home, you know, dog, and like kinda like have St. Thomas as your hub.
You know, Dan, I mean, I was thinking, you know, because I was watching how your name spelled, Joker, and I was spelling the original name Joker, so how does that work?
Alright, so Joker came about. You want me to give the history or want me just give you spelling? I can give the history too. Call.
Well, the history better, because, you know, we need to over.
I feel like it's the only best to give it. Yeah.
Right.
So history is I been getting called Joker since I went in middle school conquering. And that was because I went in the class clown. I was the idiot that used to laugh at everything the class clown would say. So when the class clown get in trouble, I get in trouble too. But my problem was I had a stupidity laugh. It's like a kiki stupidity kind of thing.
Right.
So them I used to call me Joker because my laugh, you check. So getting into the whole band thing now, as a boxman for Showline, back in them time we used to be like Daddy Friday, Daddy this, so my name was Daddy Jokers, you check. So the Joker name has always stick with me throughout high school, or my nickname throughout high school. So getting that whole moment in Orlando when I see Blaze, and I was like, all right, if I was to become a DJ, I need a name, you check. But I already know me want to be no DJ, and I need a name, you check, like something that will stick. So then it's like, I've been Joker my whole life. Like I ain't trying to switch now, you check. It's like, your name is one thing, our nickname is our next thing. For me to come up with a whole nother moniker to be like, yeah, my name is DJ Mural. Like, nah, my boy. Like, so I just say, let me just stick with Joker. But if I pull DJ Joker, I don't think anybody gonna take me serious. And if I pull Selecta Joker, it still sounds like it's a big joke, you check? So it's like, you know, I went Charlotte, you know, I had English class. I remember the time when they say, you know, when you put an EAU, it'll make like a O sound, you check? So one thing about me, I like to talk in my accent because living here, I live in Miami. When I got Miami, all my cousin them is Yankee. I had to yank with my cousin them or else they couldn't understand me. Coming back to school here, I had to talk in my accent or else they're gonna tell me I talking like a Yankee. So then I used to call myself Joker. So I say Jeau, car. It look French, it sung French, but if you really sung it out and if you pass English the way I pass English, or if you live Bordeaux, the way I know Bordeaux is when you see EAU, you gonna pronounce O. So I say Joker, and not Joker, like joke, Batman Joker. How you say joke in an accent? Joker. So
Right.
I put car at the end. You understand? So
Okay.
like anytime you see this like Joker, I don't want to say Joker at all. You check?
Right.
But still I get my saying Jacquier, Juicer, Jacqua, Jaguar. I'm like, yo, it's just Joker. Like, and then people, especially people out here, be like, how you pronounce your name? I say, you know where Bordeaux is? They be like, yeah, I say spell Bordeaux. Bordea. I say, see right there? Same thing as Joker with no X in it. Jeau, car. Can't forget it.
Interesting
Can't forget it.
history.
Can't forget it.
What's the connection with you and Todd? How easy and how hard it is to do a project or to bring out a project?
Me and Todd is
Family.
that's fam. That's I had call ourselves the Soca M and Dre, to be honest. But me and Pop is I had to call Todd Pop as well. So if you hear me say Pop, I referring to Todd. But me and Third We were a duo. We've been working together for a very long time. The accessibility to us is actually crazy. Like across all the islands, across all, and I could say this with my chest, across any place. Like, you want to work with me on Pop, just link us. You know what I mean? I think the misconception what people get is that like they feel like we too up there, and we are. But at the same time, it's like if you coming to us, that means you serious. You know, kind of way, like we gonna give you what your yes man don't give you. Check, like if you think you could sing, nah fam, you can't sing. But here's what we could do with your voice. If you think you could write, that's cool, but here's what we could do with this. And if you can't take that in, then yeah, I mean, find someplace else or do your crafts elsewhere. But like if you in that level of seriousness, anybody, we don't care. Like we just try and make very, very good music and trying to represent where we come from, and don't paint a facade. We try and make money too, that. You check, like ain't nothing we doing just to be like, oh, that was hard, that was cool. Nah, bro. You see how much streams they get, you see how much views they get, like that's what we're going to. So like any artists that come into like our realm, we try to the same thing with DJing. Be serious, that. Don't come into this earth for the money. You will not make none. Zero. Yeah? Zero. If you come into DJing or if you come into music in the sole purpose of making money, don't do it.
You gotta have a love for it, a passion.
If you don't love it, do not do it. I promise you, because I heard Todd say something the other day to somebody. He was like, yo, you use Todd? He was like, yeah. And then he was asking about like the music, and he was like, Todd response to him was like, you ever heard of somebody say it take 10 years and then after the 10 years it start to booming? That's what going on right now. That's what going on right now. I've been DJing for 10 plus years, and it's like, I wish I was seeing right now when I first had the interest from the jump. Cause if I had what I had now, with the first interest from the jump, oh no man, I'd have been DJ Khaled, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of way, but nothing happened before it's time.
Yeah.
And you have to sit, and you have to wait, and you have to learn, and you have to, I would say like what I used to the reference, like double dutch. Like, you know, like see when them girl playing double dutch, and then one girl in a double dutching, you get like 6, 7, 8 girls waiting a double dutching. You see when you mess up, it's the back of the line you gotta go in.
Yeah.
But in the back of the line, guess what you're doing? You're studying, you're seeing how that girl jumping, you're seeing how you're studying, so when it's your turn again, you in there. That's for every DJ. Study it, wait your turn. When it's your time, it's your time. I promise you.
Alright, well, before closing this, what about the latest projects you and Todd got going on right now?
Right now, me and Todd got a song out called Up in Here.
Tell them we up in here. Stop your glass and take a shot. We are real friends. We drink it from now until the weekend.
This is our Todd tune. It's our Todd tune. Todd consecutive carnival. Because in 2024 we had Night and Day. 2025 we came with What Less, and now 2026 we Up in Here. Because currently St. Thomas Carnival. Same thing, take a shot with your real friends. You know, it's another drinking song. I got Bumper Back out now with Quan and Rudy Live. That's our next project I have out. So make sure you stream that, Bumper Back featuring Quan and Rudy Live. Got more stuff in the work, same ways. Like we didn't get to cover a lot of things because we more on the DJ signed for this, you know what I mean? But you know, Naturally Beautiful, Prince Wani, produced by me and Dilly Banger. That's also out as now. Give It Space, me, you know, Faye and Lions, that's out as well. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of works that as a DJ, Selecta, sorry, I correct you in the beginning.
Right,
I want to keep saying DJ
right.
Because since that's like the known term for it, is like there's a lot of stuff that as a DJ that like people like with the whole DJ Khaled and the whole, you know what I mean, DJs presenting music as artists kind of thing is something I've always wanted to present. in St. Thomas, most of the Virgin Islands, you know what I mean? And I've been getting a lot of reception for it, so a lot more projects to come out, a lot more collabs, and also, I don't know why, here, you see me, if you try and do music with me, dog, hit my line, dog. I do music, you know what I mean? Like I tell you before, you gonna get my unsolicited, raw, you gonna get my feedback as to how I think you sound. If you can walk, you can walk. If you can't walk, you can't walk. I just being real. But that shouldn't hold you back. If you think you dope, pass through. Check me at the Third House. Joke about this, that. It's JMTB first, but that's our next interview. We gonna stick on the DJ part for now, you know what I mean? Because this is a whole different thing. But shout out to Madhouse Sounds, shout out to Madhouse TV. I love the view. We here at Bluebirds right now. I have like 8 tequila and ginger beer. This is great, man. I love the conversation. Shout out to Jaffa as well. You know what I mean? Shout out to my dad, Jaffa. Love alone. He's the next one to, you know, dog. I gotta give flowers and respect where it's due to where it's like, I've seen you embrace the culture and I've seen you around. You know how the hours run into you. We don't have our attacks, you know what I mean? So shout out to you for actually doing this and giving a platform and a voice for people like me and people who would want to be in the same seat as me to share their experience and share their stories as well. So shout out to the whole Madhouse TV, Madhouse Sounds, you know what I mean? Keep doing what I'm doing because the culture needs it, bro. And I really
Give thanks,
appreciate
man.
that for having me here, dog.
Yes, this is DJ Jaffa alongside Selecta JEAUCAR. Easy in the Madhouse.